Informative speech. Our next chief guest, Mr. Raghu Vendirasar, a builder, an agriculturist, a director for the Pradati Jamina Bank in Bellary. Though a builder by profession, he is an eco-friendly person. He has actively participated in various social welfare activities. So I kindly request him to share a few words with us.
To all of you, good morning. Very good. The dignitary is present on the dais. Just now, the person who gave you a beautiful lecture, not only lecture, it was a very nice presentation. Indeed, I was remembering my college days when I used to go through such presentations over this slide. Such important issues he highlighted upon Mr. Annaiah. I really compliment him. And I don't know what to speak because he has spoken everything now. There is nothing else for me to speak here. And principal of this institution, Dr. A.P. Nataraji, HOD Mr. M.C. Jagat, and HOD Dr. Ashwath. It is a great pleasure to be with you, all of you here, on the inauguration of this Go Green Club in your institute. Okay, what do you mean by inaugurating a Go Green here? This concept should start from your institute itself. From the environment surrounding your institute, you should start these activities. For this, not only you students, you require the support of your professors and also the parents. Your parents are also very important. Even they should motivate you all for this such kind of activities. And the institution management, even they play a role in all these activities. Because for the conservation of the environment, it is very important all of you together as a team do such activities. Then it will be highly successful. And you should not limit only to your institution. This should only be a starting in this area. It has to percolate to all other institutions surrounding this area. Not only this area, to the entire Bangalore city. The Bangalore city student should become a model in the conservation of environment. See, today why are we all talking about conservation of environment? Why this subject has come? This has come because of us. We are the main reason for that. How we are the main reason? See, earlier my grandfather used to tell me, in Bangalore fans were not required. See, even now here fans are there, air conditioners are there. My grandfather used to tell it was not necessary of a fan. Bangalore was an air conditioned city. But now today, forget about air conditioners. We are using air conditioners, fans everywhere in our houses. That is what we have brought down Bangalore to. Why this happened? See, even I am a builder by profession, I am into various other government committees of the central government. But my main aim is, even though I am a builder, I do construction projects. One tree we fall down anywhere, we cut down anywhere. It is our bound duty to plant at least 2 trees. In place of that 1 tree, we should ensure we plant 2 more trees there. See, this should be the motto, this should be in our heart. It is not that somebody is going to come and tell us, somebody is going to teach us. No. It should come from our own self. Then only this is going to materialize. As Annaiah right now was telling, there were more than 400 tanks and lakes around Bangalore. Today you see not even 20 lakes and tank bunds are there in Bangalore. Who is responsible? We are responsible again. Today if you go to the lakes which were there earlier, you find all high-rise structures, a concrete jungle which has come up there. Earlier Bangalore used to be called as Benda Kaduru. It was a land full of forests. Benda Kaduru means it's a land of forests. So today now it has become a concrete jungle. Even though here and there greenery patches are there, now it is a concrete jungle. All of us now together we have to come out, we have to fight for this loss. We will be always there to support you. Now another main aspect of pollution in Bangalore, I am only talking about Bangalore. You must be wondering why Mr. Raghavendra is harping only on Bangalore. Because I and you now we are staying in Bangalore. We shall start the reform movement from here only. Recently when we heard about the number of vehicles registered in Bangalore, it is 50,50,000 vehicles are registered in the city of Bangalore itself. In that, there are 39,50,000 two-wheelers. You imagine how much of pollution is going through in the air. What is the amount of pollution which is taking place? The minimum we can do to stop this pollution. See, we are all owning two-wheelers or four-wheelers. Many of you people are also owning them. How many people go for regular servicing of vehicles? Raise your hand, please. See, regular servicing, very limited people are going. See, the carbon filters, what it is there in the vehicles. Oh, that is very good. See, this point of aspect I want to touch upon. Anybody using the public transport facilities is really very good. It's a commendable job. See, I strongly feel that. In Bangalore, there are 6,750 BMTC buses flying on the road. And you know how many trips they make in the city? 79,800 trips in the city they make. BMTC buses. And how many passengers they ferry in the city? 49,550,000 passengers per day they ferry. So why not we use the public transport system? See, might be somebody is owning a BMW or is having a Mercedes or a high-end car. It is okay. You enjoy that facility, what you are having, you enjoy that. But when it comes to conservation of environment, when it is not necessary that you use that facility, when you are going together with everybody, use the public transport system. And also carpooling of vehicles. See, I strongly advise people in this regard because many of you people may come from the same area. So when you take your two-wheeler or your four-wheeler, why not accommodate others and you go together? See, it serves your job. Either you are going to your institution or you are going to your workplace. If you pool your resources and go ahead, it is a very good motive. Not only that, if students here, if your houses are very nearby, why don't you go for a bicycle concert? Anybody using bicycles here? Raise your hands. Srinivas, very good. The other day, I asked Srinivas, how do you go to college? He told me, sir, I want to become a role model to others. I am using bicycle. Absolutely commendable job. You are so even our food is polluted. Whatever food we are going to consume, it is all polluted due to pesticides. All these things, what we are using, excess of fertilizer, our food is also polluted. In the previous era, our forefathers, they used to work very hard in the farmlands, produce the food, and they were quite fit and healthy. Today, we are not getting time to exercise. So, it serves two purposes. One is conservation of environment, the other is your own health. Having a good health, you will have a sound mind. And sound mind and sound body leads to all very good things in life, which I myself am experiencing that. And currently coming to the water conservation issues. See, conservation of water is very, very important. I am director in one of the central government banks, which is a Gramina bank called as Pragati Krishna Gramina Bank. Our bank has got branches in many rural areas of Karnataka, whereby whenever I go on tour, I see there, it is very difficult for people to get good potable drinking water. Even you go to nearby Bangalore, there is a district called as Kola, 100 kilometers, not even 100 kilometers. If you have to get good water there, drinking water, you dig a borewell. Up to 1,000 feet you go, 1,250 feet you go, sometimes you don't get water. That is the state of affairs today. And even though if water is available there, it is not potable for drinking. Why it is not potable for drinking? Because it is not polluted from various sources. As rightly Annayaji was telling, the industrial effluents which are let loose by the industrialists, it is not treated at source. And if you don't treat the effluents, definitely they are going to percolate down to your water drinking sources. And why it is not happening? It is not happening not due to the lack of will. There is will among good officers like Mr. Annayan and good politicians in the state. But majority of the people tend to be corrupt. Do you agree or not with me in this? Why they are corrupt? Let me tell you. Because any industrialist who is giving the effluent, there is a pollution control board to take care of that effluents and whether the quality is correct or whatever they are making, whether nitrates are present or calcium is present, it is their duty to look after that. But what they do, they take money from the industrialists, they get bribe and they keep quiet. And who is going to suffer? Ultimately, it is even their children who are going to suffer. They are not understanding that. See, they should know their children, their grandchildren, everybody is going to suffer because of this. So, if we have to clean the system, apart from thinking about environment, we should also think people like you also, good people, enter politics. Students should enter more and more into the political arena. Why you should enter? To clean the system. Do you all agree or you don't agree? You should come to clean the system which is there. Once you clean the political system, you can definitely clean your environment. That is what I feel. So I am very happy today to come here and give a small lecture. Well, I am not so well versed like Mr. Annaiah to give you details about all the biospheres or animals. Whatever few points I know, I have told you. And finally, I feel, and even you should take a pledge today, not just listening to lecture here and going away. We should not take a strong pledge, like whatever we can try and do, whatever little we can do to conserve the environment, whatever small bit we can do. Don't think that we can do everything. We are very small in front of the world. Whatever bit we can contribute, we should try and do that. Because little bits of water only form a mighty ocean. Only a small drop of water cannot become any this thing. So all together we can achieve this. That is what is my feeling. And secondly, when Mr. Annaiah was touching about the alternative sources of power, we should use as far as possible clean sources of energy. As he rightly told, what is clean source of energy? One is solar energy, the other is wind power. The third is all the MSW waste which the urban areas are producing. If we harness them into energy, that itself is a clean energy. And recently the government in center, led by Shri Narendra Modi, I am really complimenting him from my heart, he has brought out a beautiful scheme. See, we are all what? We are all power consumers. I am a power consumer, your principal is a power consumer, Annaiah is a power consumer. All of you sitting here are power consumers. Because we use electricity in the houses, we also use electricity wherever in our workplaces, college, schools, everywhere we are using electricity. So what is the scheme they have brought in? Today they have brought in a scheme where we power consumer can become power producer. How is that? See, on the rooftops of our houses, we can install these solar electric modules. It is a very new innovative thing. And once you install these solar electric modules above your houses, that can be directly linked to the grid. And when you link it to the grid, there is a meter also attached there. Whatever power you are producing, that is directly sent over to the grid. And once the grid is taking over that, you have a power purchase agreement, and you get paid for what you are producing the power. So there is two purposes in that. One is you produce the power and use it, and also hook it up to the grid and get money. Some of you may tell, oh no, we don't have the financial capacity to install that thing about our house. So they have come with a very good idea. The union government has given a direction to all the banks to give loans for this at a concessional rate of interest. So this is a very welcome move. I think we all should propagate this idea to others. The union government has got a plan to include 40,000 megawatts of power to the national grid by the way of this plan. I think we all should utilize that to educate others also who come into contact with you. And thirdly, where we can use the solar pumps. I mean, you know, in agriculture areas, even I am an agriculturist. We all use pumps to pump water to the fields. So what are we using? Wherever there is no electricity, we are using diesel run generator sets. And diesel run generator sets, again, it is causing greenhouse effect in the world. So to stop this, even from my bank also, we are giving loan to the villagers in the rural areas to install this solar based mechanism to pumping water in lieu of the diesel pumps. So these are all issues which we should give our eyes and ears into, and we should go and propagate it to the public. Many of the agriculturists don't know about this. After even I have gone to many rural remote parts of our Karnataka state and sensitized the villagers about them, and even loan from our bank also for this, people are really appreciating now. Because one thing is they are cutting down the cost of the diesel, and it is a burden on our exchequer. See, even our country suffers because diesel we are not producing in the country. We have to buy from outside. So huge foreign currency we are paying to the other countries. Even that is going to be saved. So many such applications are there where we and together we can come together, form a team and fight this menace of pollution and also improve the environment. So I'm very thankful to Srinivas when he came and told me that this is a program we are doing. I told him, see, let me come and sensitize to the students whatever I know. Remaining expert Mr. Annaya said he is going to do that. And also I told him one more condition. You should sensitize students to join politics also. That is what I told him. Well, for that some other time I am going to come to you. I am very thankful for all of you to listen to me and give me an opportunity to come here and give a lecture. Thank you so much. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.